Ever spotted a $4 top on your social feed that looks identical to one you just saw for $25 elsewhere? Shein releases up to 10,000 new designs daily while traditional retailers take weeks to update inventory. This represents a fundamental reimagining of how fashion reaches consumers. Today I'm breaking down the hidden economic forces that let ultra-cheap retailers sell shirts for $2 that would cost $19.99 at H&M. These supply chain innovations, like printing designs directly onto fabric only after orders come in, completely rewrite retail economics, making traditional fast fashion look like luxury brands in comparison. It's 1 a.m. and Emma's still awake, her face illuminated by the blue glow of her phone as she mindlessly scrolls through Temu. She pauses on a trendy shirt, only $2, that looks eerily similar to one she saw at H&M for nearly $20. Her finger hovers over the Add to Cart button. This isn't just random late-night shopping. It's a carefully orchestrated economic phenomenon. What's really happening at this moment is the culmination of a sophisticated psychological operation. Emma's heartbeat quickens slightly as she stares at the price tag, her mind calculating the minimal financial risk against the small thrill of acquisition. That $2 price tag is strategically calibrated to bypass her normal decision-making process entirely. Ultra-cheap fashion platforms like Shein and Temu have mastered the art of impulse buying. When products are this inexpensive, the normal mental math we do before purchases, "Do I really need this?" gets short-circuited. At $2, why not just buy it? The potential regret of missing out feels worse than the minimal financial risk. Her case isn't isolated. It's a window into a system that's scientifically engineered to disrupt our buying habits. Behind Emma's seemingly simple shopping experience lies a complex ecosystem of predictive analytics processing millions of data points in real time. Like a high-tech casino, the entire interface is designed to keep her playing, with countdown timers creating urgency, flash sales triggering fear of missing out, and constant visual stimulation keeping her engaged. Unlike H&M or Zara, which make production decisions months in advance based on forecasts and designer intuition, Temu and Shein continuously monitor what customers are viewing, saving, abandoning, and purchasing, all in real time. This instant feedback allows them to adjust their offerings within days, not seasons. If Emma's hovering over that $2 shirt but not buying, the algorithm notices. If thousands of Emmas are doing the same thing, the price might drop to $1.75 by tomorrow. The social media ecosystem surrounding these platforms has become their most powerful marketing tool. Take TikTok, where haul videos have revolutionized how fashion spreads. A single creator unpacking 20 Shein items they purchased for under $100 can generate millions of views, essentially providing free advertising while transforming clothing into what economists call a fast-moving consumer good. The entire shopping experience resembles a slot machine more than traditional retail. Emma isn't merely shopping. She's playing an addictive game complete with points, daily rewards, and limited-time offers. Each discount feels like a personal victory. Each purchase delivers a small dopamine hit. This digital transformation of shopping psychology found its perfect catalyst in the COVID-19 pandemic. As physical stores shuttered and people spent endless hours scrolling through their phones, platforms like Shein and Temu experienced explosive growth. The fascinating economic question emerges. If consumers are buying more clothes than ever before at lower prices than seemed possible, how can these companies maintain profitability? The answer reveals the true innovation at work. These platforms are cultivating a new consumption pattern where the frequency of purchases becomes more important than the margin on each sale. When Emma finally taps Add to Cart, feeling that momentary relief and satisfaction, she's being conditioned to return repeatedly. The average shopper places orders far more frequently than traditional retail customers, with larger basket sizes despite lower individual item costs. This ultra-cheap fashion revolution has created an entirely new shopping psychology, one where individual purchases feel inconsequential, yet cumulatively generate significant revenue. The $2 shirt isn't valuable to Temu on its own. It's valuable as the gateway to Emma's ongoing engagement with the platform. Think about how fashion has worked for decades. That $2 shirt isn't just a pricing anomaly, it represents an economic earthquake collapsing the foundations of traditional retail. Between the factory floor in China and the H&M rack in your local mall, stretches a complex web of middlemen that has remained largely unchanged for decades. But what Temu and Shein discovered wasn't just a way to trim costs. They found that most of this elaborate supply chain infrastructure was entirely unnecessary. What if I told you that H&M's $19.99 shirt and Temu's $2 shirt might cost roughly the same to manufacture? The dramatic price difference stems from the supply chain, not quality differences. The traditional retail journey resembles a relay race with too many runners: designers, manufacturers, distributors, wholesalers, retailers, and you. Each runner grabs the baton, runs their leg, and takes their cut. This system emerged in the pre-internet era when connecting factories directly to consumers across oceans seemed impossible. H&M and Zara operate within this framework, marking up their products by 50 to 80%, a necessary markup that funds their entire business infrastructure. This covers physical stores in prime locations, staff, merchandisers, managers, corporate headquarters, and the risk of seasonal inventory sitting unsold. Traditional retailers essentially place multi-million-dollar bets on clothing designs months before they reach consumers. Ultra-cheap retailers have completely reimagined this model. When ordering that $2 shirt on Temu, you're essentially placing an order directly with the factory, a sprint rather than a relay. There's no physical store paying expensive mall rent, sales associates folding clothes, regional managers visiting stores, seasonal inventory risk. Instead, an algorithm connects you straight to manufacturers. The real genius comes in their just-in-time manufacturing approach. Traditional retailers order thousands of units months before they arrive in stores. Shein and Temu flip this model. They don't produce until someone wants it. When you click buy, that initiates production. This eliminates massive inventory costs and dramatically reduces waste from unsold merchandise that would otherwise be discounted or destroyed. These platforms have transformed manufacturing relationships by aggregating thousands of small producers into unified marketplaces, creating unprecedented negotiating power over material costs. The difference is substantial: a single designer approaching a fabric supplier versus a platform representing thousands of manufacturers, collectively purchasing millions of yards of material. International shipping has been revolutionized as well. Ultra-cheap retailers employ sophisticated shipping consolidation techniques. These techniques dramatically reduce per-item costs. They streamline the traditional multi-step distribution process into direct-to-consumer shipping bundles that maximize efficiency. Perhaps most importantly, these platforms leverage China's specialized manufacturing infrastructure in ways Western brands cannot. China has developed manufacturing clusters where entire towns specialize in producing specific items, cities where hundreds of factories produce nothing but t-shirts or denim. This extreme specialization creates efficiency impossible to replicate elsewhere. Ultra-cheap retailers tap directly into these manufacturing ecosystems, eliminating Western brands' local sourcing offices and representatives. Breaking down the numbers is revealing. For traditional fast fashion, what you pay covers materials, labor, shipping, marketing, and retail markup. Between the factory floor and your closet, there can be 5 to 7 layers of traditional retail markup. Ultra-cheap retailers have engineered most of these layers out of existence. Those eliminated layers of retail markup are just the beginning of the transformation. Behind the scenes, a more profound shift has occurred in how clothing designs come to life. While traditional retailers like H&M might release a few hundred carefully planned styles each season, Shein pumps out an astonishing 10,000 new designs every single day. This cost-cutting revolution extends beyond supply chains into the creative process itself, where algorithms and real-time data have replaced the traditional designer's intuition. Trend forecasters attend runway shows in Paris and Milan, spotting the next big thing a full year in advance. Designers interpret these trends, executives approve seasonal collections, and production schedules are locked in months before anything hits store shelves. If customer preferences shift unexpectedly, or the weather doesn't cooperate with seasonal plans, traditional retailers are stuck with mountains of unwanted inventory. Ultra-cheap fashion platforms have completely inverted this model. Instead of making large bets on pre-selected designs, they've pioneered large-scale automated test and reorder, LATR. The concept works like a fashion laboratory. Tiny batches of thousands of designs, sometimes just a few dozen pieces each, are released into the wild, with actual purchasing behavior determining which styles graduate to larger production runs. This approach transforms fashion design from an art of prediction into a science of validation. When Shein releases a new top, they're conducting one experiment among 10,000 daily micro-tests. If customers click, hover, purchase, and review it positively, algorithms flag it for expanded production. If interest lags, they've risked minimal resources on that particular design. The system becomes truly revolutionary in its harnessing of artificial intelligence. These platforms constantly monitor social media trends, tracking which styles generate buzz. AI systems analyze these patterns and generate design variations likely to resonate with specific customer segments. One viral TikTok video featuring a particular sleeve style might trigger dozens of design variations within days, each tested in small batches before scaling. The speed of this feedback loop is unprecedented. While traditional retailers need weeks or months to adjust course, ultra-cheap platforms can iterate designs almost instantly. A Monday release showing promising sales data by Tuesday might trigger design modifications by Wednesday, resulting in an updated version available by Friday. This rapid cycle creates a perpetual feedback mechanism traditional fashion simply cannot match. Perhaps most striking is how this approach addresses fashion's waste problem. The traditional retail model produces staggering amounts of unwanted clothing. For every 5 garments produced in the conventional fashion industry, an estimated 3 end up in landfills or incinerators each year. When traditional retailers misjudge consumer preferences, the environmental consequences are severe. The micro-batch testing approach dramatically reduces this risk by producing only what data suggests will sell and scaling in response to confirmed demand. These platforms generate significantly less dead stock. They've created a just-in-time design system that complements their just-in-time manufacturing. The key lies in their relationship with manufacturing partners. While traditional retailers contract with large factories for rigid seasonal production runs, ultra-cheap platforms coordinate with networks of thousands of smaller workshops. Shein alone works with approximately 6,000 small factories throughout China. These operations can pivot quickly, adjusting production priorities based on real-time sales data rather than months-old contractual obligations. This flexibility extends to material sourcing as well. When a design shows promise, the platform immediately directs more resources toward its production. There's no waiting for the next planning meeting, just algorithms making data-driven decisions at unprecedented speed. What we're witnessing is a fundamental reimagining of fashion creation. Traditional retailers remain tied to a model where teams make educated guesses about what might sell months in advance, while ultra-cheap platforms have created a perpetual machine learning system that consistently improves its ability to predict and respond to consumer preferences. What Emma's $2 shirt purchase actually symbolizes is the canary in the coal mine for traditional retail. This small transaction warns of dramatic shifts ahead in how we value clothing. Looking ahead to 2025, industry insiders are already sounding alarms. 7 out of 10 fashion leaders now cite consumer confidence and spending appetite as their top risk. While ultra-cheap retailers have revolutionized the industry through technological innovation, they face increasing regulatory scrutiny. Emerging regulations targeting environmental and labor standards could completely transform their business models. As these companies scale globally, their practices face more questions than answers. For you as a consumer, the challenge isn't just finding the best deal, but understanding the hidden cost behind that $2 price tag. When you next shop, consider what your purchase truly represents in this fundamental reshaping of how we produce, consume, and value clothing.